Howdy, and welcome to TBKHomeworld. And in this video, we're going to be unboxing and trying out this DEWENWILS 40-foot retractable cord reel. This is model HCRA 40D. This 40-foot retractable cord reel boasts a built-in 15-amp circuit breaker, has automatic retracting, has a 3-port lighted cord end, and can either be wall or ceiling mounted. Full transparency, DEWENWILS sent me this to give a review on it, which actually worked out exceptionally well. I have a cord reel, which we're going to show in this video, that is very old and has been having problems with retracting. So my initial thoughts as I pull it out of the package, well, first of all, I definitely like the beefiness of the metal bracket here that we have on the cord reel itself. The other thing that I really like about this one is if you don't want to mount it on this, you can actually mount this bracket up on the wall. And you'll see here at the base, we have a couple of indents on it. That allows us to slide this unit on that bracket. So if you're hanging that on the wall, this now makes this an extremely simple process. We attach our bracket to the wall and we can simply slide this down. So the one downside about using this particular plate, if you're trying to mount it onto the vertical 2x4, it's not going to work. But a flat 2x4, it's going to be extremely close on that flat 2x4. If we flip this around, you'll see that the bracket is actually wider than a standard 2x4. So you'll want to end up putting a 2x6 mounting plate if you're going to be mounting this particular system on the ceiling or on the wall, so you make sure that you have enough wood for the screws to actually grab into. The other thing I noticed, they include two different types of hardware. First of all, we have just a standard wood screw. This will make it very simple, very easy, but we also have concrete anchors that are in here as well. So if you're going to be putting this into a cinder block wall, they include those anchors. Very few companies actually include a concrete anchor with a tool like this. So good job, I really like that. So our total whip length that actually connects into the plug is going to be 55 1/8 inch long, or 140 millimeters. The body of the construction is going to be standard ABS plastic. We have a nice DEWENWILS logo here with the 40-foot on the side, and this little push button here, this is going to be our reset for our built-in circuit breaker. Nothing fancy on the back side, we just have the back side of the system and another informational label on the back. Now, this does have an adjustable stop block on it. So with these stop blocks, what you can do is grab a number 2 Phillips and you can loosen up these screws, and you can take this stop block and you can move it anywhere on the system you want. If you need to have it a little bit further down, because let's say you have a 12-foot ceiling in your garage or shop, well, it's extremely simple. You can then pull this further out and move it further down your line, retighten it, and you're good to go. Please keep in mind something with these stop blocks. They are not made to let you pull and just unleash havoc on this thing and let it go across your floor and snap at the end with the stop block stopping it in a sudden jerk. If you do that, it will fail at some point. It's a guarantee. That's not what these are for. They're supposed to be softly let go. You're allowing the cord to go through your hand, and then you allow the stop block to stop with you applying pressure to it so it's not snapping hard. I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to plug it into the wall because I want to see how this looks real quick. So here we have our 3-port grounded receptacle, and you'll see right here on the end we have an orange light letting us know that we have power to the end of our plug. One of the things I really like about this one is the plastic here at the opening. These actually roll. I've had some of these before where they don't roll, they're solid, and you wouldn't think it would be that big of a deal. But if you're pulling sideways like this against the system because you're pulling it odd in your shop, that is very important to have that ability for it to be able to roll smoothly. So the ones that I've had before with the metal that is hard locked ends up fatiguing the cord a lot. So I really like these and the fact that they actually roll with it. That's really ingenious. So here's my old 40-foot retractable cord reel, and you can see this little mechanism here in the middle used to go back and forth. You can see the worm gear that is in here, and it is supposed to slide this back and forth. And there is a belt that is hidden, but that belt was supposed supposed to drive this worm gear and move the entire thing. Even whenever that worked correctly, it still didn't work correctly. And this is the feature that I'm saying is not as slick as it seems like it would be. Now, the other issue with these over time is you get work hardening with the spring. And with this one, it doesn't like to retract all the way anymore. I most of the time cannot get this thing to work. You kind of got to play with it, and eventually you might be able to get it to go up in there, but you have to work with them over time to get it to retract all the way. So for those of you who are like me and think that that's going to be ingenious and help you a lot, don't bother with it, because it's not going to end up helping you. Hose reels are the same way, by the way. Now, because I'm an extremely curious person, I wanted to go ahead and open up the side of this and see what gauge of wire is actually in here. Because sometimes some companies like to say that they're 12 gauge, but they're actually more like 14 or 16 gauge. So opening this up, we can definitely see here where the circuit breaker is. Very simple, standard circuit breaker switch. And we can see that we are indeed labeled as 12 gauge. Let me go ahead and undo our neutral conductor here, and let's see what the diameter of the inside wire actually is. Now we can see here that we have a copper crimp that is for our splicer here. I can actually see down in here, I have a section that is bare wire. It does not have the crimp at all there. So let's go ahead and let's see what we measure. We measure to 2 millimeters, which is just ever so slightly beneath what it's supposed to be in order for it to hit the 12 gauge. But the reason it's like that is because you have the crimp, which is slightly deforming. It's not perfectly round anymore. This is stranded wire that is in here, so it's not solid core, which you would never want to have solid core as an extension cord. So this is the correct type of wire to do this. So DEWENWILS claims that it is 12 gauge, and it is 12 gauge. Thank you very much for being truthful in your information. One of the things to keep in mind, this is not for wet locations. As you saw whenever we opened it up, this is not protected on the inside. There is no seal around here. Do not put this where it is going to be consistently wet, or you may have a shockingly good time. So for this installation, I have grabbed a 2x8, and I am just going to mount it vertically with some nails from a Ryobi nail gun onto the face of our ceiling joist. Now I'm gonna go ahead and mark where we need to drill our holes, and I am gonna pre-drill these. We're gonna use a 5/32 drill bit in order to give ourselves a nice pilot hole for this. And now we're gonna go ahead and mount this with the 4 provided wood screws. So this was extremely easy to set up, and as you can see, it slides right in. There's no issue other than my silly extension cord here. Now I'm simply screwing in our bolt with a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. And now, as you can see, it's not popping off. This mounting bracket is really slick. I like this. Even though it does have to be mounted to something larger, it's not going anywhere, and I don't have to worry about this falling off the system. Now, as you can see, I have a lot hanging out. So we're gonna go ahead and adjust this bump stop. Now let's see how much better this does whenever it's up in the cord reel and we have a lot less hanging down. There we go. That's significantly shorter to where we don't have to worry about it. Now I'm still can hit this with my head, so I might even shrink it up a little bit more. But you get the concept of it, where you can adjust this and do what you need to do in order to adjust it. Now, I've gone ahead and I have taken the microphone off for this part because some people get a little frustrated with these kinds of reels. Some of these systems have 3 clicks, some of these systems have 5 clicks. It's just the little stopping mechanism or a paw that is in there that is actually going to stop it. Now this one has 5, so what you're going to hear is you have 5 different independent times where you can stop, and during those 5 times it will be able to not allow the extension cord to retract back into it. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, 4, 5. Now on this one, we're going to release that mechanism and it's going to be able to retract. You hear that it sounded different. And now if we let go, our extension cord is able to retract. So now the question is, would I recommend you purchase this? I was really impressed with it. I really liked it. It worked extremely well. Pulling it in and out made it extremely simple. I liked the mounting feature with it. It's 12 gauge wire, and it really is 12 gauge wire. I really like all the aspects of it. It was extremely simple to use. So is it worth the price that they're currently asking for it on Amazon? Absolutely. However, it's frequently on sale, and if you check out the link in the description below, I'm gonna have a coupon code down there for you where you can even get a further discount on it. By the way, we're almost at our 5,000 subscriber mark, and whenever we are, we're going to be giving away this Harbor Freight Tool Creeper. You can't get this thing anymore. It's no longer sold in stores. It is an absolutely amazing tool, and if you're interested in it, check out the description below. That's where all the details are to enter that giveaway. If you have any questions about this video and this particular tool, please leave it in the comments below. We love talking with everybody from around the world. We have all sorts of amazing interactions out there, and we really appreciate it. Some of those comments will be featured on future videos like this one. Thank you very much for leaving that great comment. And remember, keep your tools sharp and your batteries charged. We'll catch you on the next one.